Let's look at question 21 to 30 of the 2021 JAMB Chemistry examination questions. Question 21 says, a few drops of concentrated hydrogen trioxynitrate is added to an unknown solution and boiled for a while. If this process produces a brown solution, the cation present is likely to be A. Lead 2 ion, B. Copper 2 ion, C. Iron 3 ion, D. Iron 2 ion. So for this question, it says if this produces a brown solution, the cation present is, the correct answer there is C. Iron 3 ion. All right. So this nitric acid, HNO3, would oxidize iron 2 ion to produce iron 3 ion, which of course produces a brown solution. So the brown solution indicates the presence of iron 3 ion. That's the correct answer. Question 22. The process of converting starch to ethanol is A. Cracking, B. Distillation, C. Fermentation, D. Oxidation. For this question here, you want to note that the correct answer is C. Fermentation. Right? So fermentation is the process that we use in the conversion of starch to ethanol. Question 23. The effect of the presence of impurities such as carbon and sulfur on iron is that they A. Give it high tensile strength, B. Make it malleable and ductile, C. Increases its melting point, D. Lowers its melting point. Now for question 23, you want to note that carbon in iron or steel increases hardness and tensile strength but lowers its ductility. Sulfur makes iron brittle. So for this question here, the net effect is that it will increase the tensile strength. So for this question here, the correct answer is A. It gives it a high tensile strength. Next up, question 24. 24 says an element X has electron configuration 1x squared, 2s squared, 2p to the power 6, 3s squared, 5p to the power 5. Which of the following statements is correct about the element? A. It has a completely filled p orbital. B. It has 5 electrons in its outermost shell. C. It belongs to group 2 on the periodic table. D. It is a halogen. Now, for these elements that they call X, let's look at the atomic number. Now, to get the atomic number, all we have to do is to count the numbers here. So this becomes 2 plus 2, that's 4. 4 plus 6, that gives us 10. 10 plus 2, that gives us 12. 12 plus 5, that gives us 17. So in total, you have X having atomic number 17, right? You have atomic number 17. And we know that if I do the KLMN shell configuration, that becomes 287. So you observe that element X has 7 electrons on its outermost shell. What does that mean? It means it is a halogen. All right. So the correct answer there is D. It is a halogen. Halogens are elements that have 7 electrons on their outermost shell. So that's it. 25. In the laboratory preparation of oxygen, dried oxygen is usually collected over A. Hydrochloric acid, B. Mercury, C. Calcium chloride, D. Tetraoxosulfate 6 acid. For 25 here, the correct answer is C. That is calcium chloride. Now the reason is that to dry gases, common drying agents used is calcium chloride, that's CaCl2, right? So the common drying agent that we use to dry gases is calcium chloride, or in some cases would use hydrogen tetraoxosulfate 6, or we could still use phosphorus pentoxide, right? So any of these can be used. Now, given the options there, the correct answer there is calcium chloride, that's CaCl2. That is option C. And one extra thing is that fused calcium chloride does not react with oxygen under normal condition. So since this will not react with the oxygen, it becomes a perfect fit that should be used to dry oxygen. Okay, next up, question 26. 26 says, The general formula of haloalkanes, where X represents the halide, is you have option A, B, C, and D. Now, how do we answer this question here? First things first, they mentioned alkanes before the halo. So for alkanes, recall that the general form of an alkane is CnH2n plus 2. This is the general form of an alkane. Now, when you have a haloalkane, that simply means an alkane that has one molecule. And for this alkane to receive one molecule, it has to lose one of the hydrogen atoms. Now you have a plus 2 of hydrogen. So I will lose one of the hydrogen, it becomes plus 1. Then I'll attach the halogen. So it becomes X. So it becomes CnH2n plus 1X. So let's see which option that is. That is option D. CnH2n plus 1, then X. That's your correct answer. Next up, question number 27. 27 says the monomer of natural rubber is A, 2-methyl but 1,3-diene, B, 1-butene 3-ine, C, buta 1,3-diene, D, 2-chloro-buta 1,3-diene. For 27, the correct answer there is A, 2-methyl but 1,3-diene. So you want to also take note that 2-methyl but 1,3-diene is also called isoprene. All right, this is also called isoprene, and this isoprene here is the monomer of natural rubber. All right, so take note of this. Next up, question 28. Question 28 says 2 moles of sodium peroxide combines with 2 moles of water to give you 4 moles of sodium hydroxide plus 1 mole of oxygen gas. The substance that is oxidized in the reaction is, so you have your option A, 2 moles of sodium peroxide, B, sodium hydroxide, C, water, D, hydrogen gas. So which of these is being oxidized in this particular reaction? Now, if you consider the reactant for sodium peroxide, that's this, you want to observe that the oxidation number of oxygen here is -1. That's in sodium peroxide. Meanwhile, if you come to the products part where we have a molecule of oxygen gas, the oxidation number of oxygen here is 0. Now, looking at this, the concept here is that water is being used as an oxidizing agent to oxidize oxygen here. And when we say to oxidize, we mean to add an oxygen atom to something. That's what it means to oxidize, okay? You are adding an oxygen atom. And that's why when you had -1, we added an oxygen atom, so plus 1 atom of oxygen, that became 0. And that's why you have a 0 oxidation number of oxygen here. In essence, H2O is the oxidizing agent. But in this question here, we will not ask for the oxidizing agent. We are asked the substance that is being oxidized. And the answer would be sodium peroxide, because you're adding water to sodium peroxide. So sodium peroxide becomes the substance or the compound that is being oxidized. So the answer here is A. The 2 moles of sodium peroxide is the correct answer. Okay, question 29. 29 says the common ore of iron is A, bauxite, B, galena, C, cassiterite, D, magnetite. Now for 29 here, the simple answer there is D, magnetite, right? Magnetite is the simple ore of iron, right? The chemical formula for this is Fe3 and then O4, right? So magnetite is an important iron ore. So that's the correct answer. Now, finally, question 30. 30 says, which of the following will produce a solution with pH less than 7 at equivalent points? You have option A, B, C, and D. Now, for this question, you want to note something. Now, for you to have a pH less than 7, you must be having a combination of a strong acid. So it should be a strong acid combining with a weak base. All right. When you combine a strong acid and a weak base, the pH would be less than 7. So if you look at this here, for your acids here, I think almost all the acids here are strong acids. Let's look at which of them here is a weak base. Now for this question there, the weak base you have is magnesium hydroxide, MgOH. So for this question here, having a strong acid as hydrochloric acid and a weak base as magnesium hydroxide would give you a solution whose pH is less than 7 at equivalent points. So the correct answer here is C. All right, so as usual, I'll leave you this question 31. 31 here says this the oxidation number of boron in sodium tetrahydroborate, that's NaBH4, is A minus 3, B minus 1, C plus 1, D plus 3. So which of this is the correct answer? Leave your answer in the comment section and I will tell you if you're correct or not. Okay? Okay, guys, so please take note that we have a JAMB WhatsApp group for 2026 JAMB Bites. All right. So if you're writing JAMB for 2026, we have a JAMB WhatsApp group where we do daily revisions on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. So if you're a science student and you want to join our JAMB WhatsApp group, I'll leave a link to the JAMB WhatsApp group in the video description. All right. You can also join our JAMB channel membership to get access to exclusive content for JAMB Bites, or you can get the full JAMB course on our website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses and you see the JAMB/WAEC classes. All right. Okay, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. All right. Like this video. Also leave a comment. Right, for the comments, I gave you a task, question number 11. Solve it, leave your answer in the comment section, and I'll tell you if you're correct or not. Don't forget to also subscribe. If it's your first time here or you're yet to subscribe, please do what to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and select all so that you get notified whenever we upload a new content. Then finally, ensure to share this video to your friends and their colleagues so that they can also learn. Thank you and see you in our next class.